Hello and welcome to week 3. For week 3, you're going to begin with your reading assignment. It will probably benefit you though to do the right 1060 library instruction first, just so that you get a good grasp on how to navigate the online databases that are offered through Oakland University. They're excellent. They're very helpful, and they will guide you to great scholarly research for your project that will build throughout the semester. But if you are comfortable and you can find 2 articles using the OU library databases, you can, of course, do that right away. But you are required as a Writing 1060 student to complete the library instruction, so that and please allocate a good hour to an hour and 15 minutes to do that. So that is next in the review part of this week. And then you'll want to look over the annotated bibliography. For that, you are going to use that topic journal information, the topic that you've chosen and the argument that you're starting to, form in its preliminary stages. And you'll want to find 2 scholarly peer-reviewed articles. And again, the OU library databases are an excellent source. So please look there. At the very minimum, you would need to use something like Google Scholar. So make sure that you don't just find a newspaper article or an online page of some sort. It's got to be a scholarly peer-reviewed source, 2 of them. So your first page is going to be the references page. You've got an example of citing 2 sources according to APA format 7th edition. You'll include alphabetization and a hanging indentation, which means if it does go on to a 2nd or 3rd line, those will be indented by 1 tab. And then the equivalent of a double-spaced 1-page summary of the key points. But in this summary, I also want you to include the strongest rhetorical appeal of the article's purpose, and what you believe is the article's intended audience. So you can see that these 1-page summaries are rather long. I've included as an example, quotes, but definitely as you get to the end, you've got the strongest rhetorical appeal, the intended audience, and the purpose, and you'll see that for both of those. All right, then you'll move on to discussion forum number 2. Remember, with your forums, you will always be required to post an initial response, but you'll also be required to post to at least 1 or 2 other students. In the case of peer review forums, those will just be 1 other student, but our discussion forums most of the time require you to respond to 2. I want you to start to acclimate into including textual references as you write. And again, you may have a lot of experience with that, but we're kind of working stepwise towards project number 3, which will be part of your portfolio at the very end of the semester. So in building towards that, every single assignment is a stepping stone. I know our first discussion forum was very informal. We got to know each other a little bit, but this one's going to ask you to read 2 different articles, and you're going to answer the questions here. But again, you're going to have an initial post with those textual references to both articles, and you'll respond in a thoughtful manner to 2 of your classmates. Go back to that discussion forum grading rubric if you're not sure what will be counted as far as the grades for these responses. All right, then you're going to turn in that annotated bibliography. I've left you room to either link a Google document if you're used to using Google Docs. Just make sure that anyone with the link can view it. If you want to give me editorial privileges so that I can respond using the comments feature, then make sure anyone with the link can edit. Or you can add my OU email address, share it specifically with me, but you're going to want to make sure that I have access to that if you choose to give me an online document. You can also upload a Word document, a PDF, whichever works better for you. And then finally, once you do complete the Write 1060 library instruction, you'll get a badge. If you can just screenshot that and upload that, it would be great. Those are your assignments and the information guiding you to those this week If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask.